6'10" Horace Grant and most of the 1990 Chicago Bulls were full squatting with their strength coach, Al Vermeil, brother of famous football coach Dick Vermeil. And Al was coming from the 49ers. So to this day, he's the only strength coach to win NFL and NBA rings. More recently, University of Houston men's basketball has been to 6 straight Sweet 16s or better and has been full squatting the entire time with their strength coach, Alan Bishop, who I'm lucky to call a friend. And Olympic gold medalist high jumper Stephen Holm shows that this can extend beyond the athletic career. He was able to compete more often without injury than any high jumper, but even into his 40s, he's been freaky athletic. And into his 70s, legendary full squatter Tom Platz is still teaching squat seminars with the mobility of a much younger person. There are even recent studies helping explain this, all of which is just to help reduce the fear on full squats, because I grew up with every trainer and doctor I went to telling me no full squats, then actually used full squats as part of fixing my knees, getting to college on a basketball scholarship, but the textbooks in college saying no full squats. And in my opinion, this was an understandable mistake because exercise science went into the university system so new without long-term research on this. That's what went into the textbooks. Becomes very hard to change textbooks, so here we are. Fortunately, we have 2 major common denominators to help with this. One is heel elevation, because a lot of people have gotten to where if the heels are down, they feel like they would fall back or compromise the lower back. If I could only have one, I like a slant because I also like to do step downs with it and do calf work with it. But I went to the hardware store this morning and got this 2x4 for $1.50. That can be a great solution with my students at the school. I make a rubber squat ramp so they can back the heels whatever they want, and they can probably beat those up for decades to come. There are even squat shoes. If you compare to what I'm wearing in today's video, you saw Stephen Holm wearing Olympic weightlifting shoes, and Tom Platz makes his own squat shoes. Now, some people are quick to say that that is a Band-Aid for your own ankle mobility, but the 80-20 for me, meaning 80+% of the result with 20% of the complexity, is to use what feels good on a squat and have some form of calf strengthening through full range of motion for the other side, best of both worlds. And the other is counterbalance. So the farther you reach in front of you, the easier it is to drop lower for the knees. To illustrate this, the same weight behind my back trying to get all the way down would be way more challenging for the knees. And before you say that's a bad exercise, the guy who invented that, George Hackenschmidt, was still able to jump over chairs in his mid-80s. Now, I'm not saying to do that, but I am trying to help you safely find a level of ability that's suitable for your demands. And for most people, a kettlebell is near perfect, but plates and dumbbells can be a bit more common. And a plate is great for that reach, and then dumbbells, very convenient to load up heavier. What can I move high and fast and then make myself handle that low and slow? I'm now training myself as if I was in high school with just a bar, plates, maybe some wood, because you could clean it up and then back up. I would probably use that as my foundational lift. These are very common ingredients, but I've never seen a basketball player measurably train high and fast and then make yourself take that load now to build extra strength and protection in and around the knees. Now, for context, I'm not making my basketball team do that this year, but none of them are trying to play college basketball. So the kettlebell is this foundation that's helping you, even if you want to get into this lift, just as this is actually helping build if you do want to get into back squats. And it's a beautiful thing that my kids can watch me train. And I'm never going to tell them to do that lifts. As part of their schooling, I will have them build this. But if they wanted to copy me, they could actually do that, and it would be safe, and the weight would be limited, and they would be working really valuable mobility. And then I think this would round out my squat plan to support my crazy NBA dreams. When I first got the ability to dunk in my early 20s, I was putting chains in my gym bag, going to the gym early in the morning before anyone else was there. If someone was there, they're super obnoxious, loud, so I would try to lower them quietly. And then they're gonna get heavier as I go up. They're gonna explode through it. And as you can see, the bar on the back allows you to rest in a way. It's convenient for racking up effort in a deep squat. And then you have an Olympic weightlifting squat, which is normally like a big bounce out of the way bottom, versus a powerlifting squat, which is like controlling it through that middle portion. And there's benefits to both. So this essentially puts it together. So I wrote up the actual regimen I'm using with this high school team. So this could be considered a base regimen. Within that, you could still push harder on certain qualities if you wanted to. The general idea in season for basketball is to make strength part of your regimen in small doses, rather than thinking in terms of needing to carve out a ton of time and energy and potential soreness for a workout. So I hope that free program helps with some context, and I hope this overall video helps regardless of what your goals are.